Hi guys, Piotr here. This is Liteforex Global YouTube channel, and again we are going to talk about the Friday. This time focus on dollar. Well, Thursday weekly jobless claims, horrible, right? Nothing extraordinary when it comes to the Powell speech, but I'm recording this intro ahead of the Joe Biden stimulus speech, right? So market is expecting some kind of the 2 trillions, right? Are we going to see hurrah optimism when it comes to the indices during the Tokyo session and dollar sell-off? Well, I don't really know. Anyway, Friday, that's a retail sales day. Also, Empire State Manufacturing Index, as well as PPI, so inflation from the producer side. Finally, industrial production and capacity utilization rate. Well, dollar is on the crossroad. Big possible breakdown is coming, but the major dollar index component, euro dollar, is testing support. Strange, maybe, but it could be related to the Italy and the political crisis over there. Very interesting end of the week. So guys, without a further delay, let's see inside and check few dollar charts. Let's start with the dollar yen. Very interesting situation, taking into consideration that dollar overall is trying to recover from the losses. Here on the dollar yen, as you can see, currently we are below the weekly open blue dashed line over here. Now, there was an attempt to go higher yesterday with the huge rejection. Overall, 3 out of 4 days we've seen the close below the weekly open. Very interesting situation what we are going to see today. Now, the lower shadows suggest the market is trying to hold this latest weakness, but the real latest weakness is really lower towards 103.30, 103 we discussed earlier this week. So overall, to be honest with you, I missed the opportunity to sell using this fast falling trend line, right? And well, to be honest with you, if we are going to see a retest of that level, I'm not gonna to look for selling opportunity. Why? Because I think that this type of the move, if we are going to see, of course, so the stronger pullback, right, towards the latest weakness, taking into the consideration what was the rally, okay, it could push us much higher toward where? Toward 105. In that case, we might test the fast trend line, right? So we might clear this highs, we might look for liquidity, and we might hit as high as 105.20. And for now, I'm skipping the chase the price around 104. I'm looking to sell around 105, 105 plus, and I'm looking to buy dollar yen around 103.30 and 103. Overall, it was very busy morning in the New York with the very busy calendar. Retail sales, both core and retail sales and core retail sales, both disappointed strongly, much weaker what market was expecting. Minus 0.7 versus 0 with downside revision to minus 1.4, and the core minus 1.4 versus minus 0.1 expectations, and the previous one revised down to the minus 1.3. Also, Empire State Manufacturing Index lower than what market is expecting. Core retail sales and core PPI in line, PPI a little bit weaker, and industrial production here positive. 1.6 versus 0.5 expectations, as well as capacity utilization rate 74.5 versus 73.4 expectations. So here a little bit better numbers, and we are awaiting for the preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectation. So the dollar yen we discussed. The next one is euro dollar. Very extremely important is going to be the daily close and the weekly close. Why? Because yesterday we broke through the post FOMC low, but as you can see, the daily close was still above, and another move to the downside. Still, I truly believe what we see here on the euro dollar is this type of the action drop, white base, and continuation to the downside. That should bring us where? Towards our demand in between 120, 119.60. That's what I'm looking for. So the levels related to today's open, related to yesterday open as a supply zone, but I think you don't want to chase the market towards the end of the day, end of the week. I think it's gonna be probably smarter to wait a little bit through the weekend and see where we are at the Monday open. The only thing I might consider is some kind of the sudden jump and clear some stops around 121.35 and 121.40, right? Testing this zone, right, ahead of London fix. That could be something for me to try to join from the intraday perspective. Still, we might see higher levels towards the end of the day, so be careful, because overall it might be just profit taking, and we might see higher levels at the very beginning of the next week. So no reason to chase these prices on the euro dollar, especially that, guys, something we discussed this morning, right? Euro pound, after hitting important levels, broke to the upside, and we discussed longs are in play on a pullback, boom, very nice move on the euro pound, right? It also might keep the lead on the euro dollar, so higher euro pound, so some kind of the profit taking, because we've seen the overall move to the downside over the course of the whole week. So well, that's the thing. You don't want to chase a euro dollar. The next one is cable, and here as I mentioned, well, be careful. There was a chance for both bulls and bells. When it comes to the bulls, I mentioned that half of this zone is going to work as a possible demand, and boom, we've seen a little bit of the jump, but overall looks like market is doing drop base continuation. Now half of that we discussed a second ago, it might work as a supply, so watch out for 36.50 when it comes to the short side, with weekly open as a possible final target. The biggest profit taking currently is going on the pound crosses. That's how I see the things right here, right now. And finally, dollar CAD, we discussed it yesterday. Boom! Shakalak. Anyway, the bottom of we discussed that if we are going to continue to the bottom, then it might be used as a entry point, and today we are higher. Now, of course, end of the week is approaching, so well, some kind of the profit taking around the current levels could take place, but what is most important is this latest weakness. This zone might work very well as a demand as early as Monday, Sunday, Monday open, in case market is going to close above weekly open. With that being said, guys, dollar is trying to gain some strength, looks good. The only question is it only profit taking, or we are about to change the direction when it comes to the few majors? Guys, have a great rest of the trading day. Don't be trapped. See you around. Take care and goodbye.